lot of news over the weekend about Joel Embiid. Sounds like he is likely done for quite a little while here. He's got an injury going on. How much do you think this affects the 76ers, and are they going to get exposed as soon as their big man here goes down?
Oh yeah, they're done. They are done. As soon as he went out, you saw him slipping down in the standings. This is a team that just cannot perform at an elite level without their star player in Joel Embiid. I mean, just taking a look at the numbers for this team. Like, yes, you have Tyrese Maxey, who's a really good candidate for most improved player this year, and he has kind of solidified himself as a really good number 2 option. But you look at his numbers, he averages just a hair over 26 points a game. The rebounds aren't quite there. I mean, Joel is a guy that averages over 11 rebounds a game. I feel like that's the part that gets kind of forgotten about, in this. We always want to think about, where the points going to be coming from. I'm looking on the interior. Where are the rebounds going to come from? Where are these blocks going to come from? Because they just lack size outside of Embiid. For a team that is so centered around one player, like the 76ers, even kind of like the Nuggets, it's the scariest reality in the world when you have a guy like this go out. I just don't see a way that they're either going to succeed with the team they have on the floor or go out and try to trade for someone where it's like, okay, you're going to sell your soul to maintain mediocrity until you wait for your guy Joel to come back. I just don't see that reality happen either. I don't know, man. I think the 76ers are really screwed, especially there's a couple of teams who are sitting right there who are nipping at their heels trying to kick them out of that top 3 in the Eastern Conference right there. This is I don't know, man. I feel like it's a nightmare scenario for the 76ers. Do you feel the same way? Or do you feel like maybe they can kind of tread water with Joel out and then wait for him to come back and kind of be the same team that they have been?
I guess it matters what you define as treading water, because there's treading water and barely staying alive, and then there's treading water having a great day. I don't think they're going to be treading water having a great day. I think they're going to be like head above the water, trying to get a little breath out of the water there. That's what they're going to be doing. I don't think they're going to go on like a 5, 6, 7 game losing streak or anything like that. But I definitely see them dropping 2 of every 3 games for quite a while here. I don't think it's going to be good, but you brought up the standings, and I want to pull up the standings here because I think it is interesting when you really look at where the numbers are at. As you mentioned, you got the 76ers there in the 5th spot at 30-18 overall, 19-12 in the conference, 17-7 at home, 13-11 on the road, and they are 5-5 in their last 10, coming off a loss right now. Pacers, right there at 28-23, Magic 27-23, and then above them, they're a couple behind the Knicks. I definitely don't think that they go upwards. That's for darn sure. They're not going to grab a 4 spot or a 3 spot or anything like that. My question for you is there any way they go on such a bad streak here and this Joel, comeback takes longer than we think, and all of a sudden these guys are in like a bad playoff contention spot? Or do you think no matter what, they're going to punch their ticket at least to get into the playoffs?
I mean, I think they'll punch their ticket, but I think it's going to be into the plan because, I mean, the team, the team's right below them too. You take a look at the Pacers, Magic. I see those teams only getting better as the season's progressing here. Like for the Pacers, there's a couple of new faces there trying to get Siakam more involved on the offensive end. I do think that when they do come out of this kind of adjustment period, this is going to be a really good team in the East, really competitive team. So I feel like they're going to jump above the Magic. You have so much young talent over there, and they're really starting to figure out how to gel and how to, deal with being a successful team in this league. Another team I see jumping into them. If the Sixers fall into the play-in, I just don't think that that's going to be a winning recipe for them continuing throughout the playoffs there. It's like, even if you do get Joel back, we know the versatility. We just know how hectic it is in the play-in tournament. It comes down to one game, basically. If you don't have a game in hand, if you fall down to like that 10 seed, you were literally one loss away from being out of it. I don't know, man. I just don't see a way. Like I will put it this way. I see them making the play-in still because defensively, even without Embiid, this team will be able to tread water in a way where they're not going to completely plummet to the bottom of the Eastern Conference. But at the same time, once they get there, man, I just don't see anything happening for them. I'm completely done with the Sixers. I think we can stop talking about them in contention in the top of the East.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but he can no longer win the MVP.
Yeah, he's done, out of contention. I mean, even before the injury, he could have only missed about 6 more games, to keep him in contention with some of the new rules. But after this, he's out.
So a lot of people are upset about that, and I like it. To me, it's like, guys, if you don't play, you shouldn't win the MVP. Like that just doesn't make any sense to me. By the way, his ass wasn't going to win it anyway, so you guys can just stop it, okay? Joel wasn't going back to back. But anyway, shout out Drake. But anyway, man, I just feel like I think it's the good move. I think they're in trouble. I think they're going to fall to about the 7 seed. I agree with you. I think the Pacers and the Magic can both jump them during this situation. And if they're not careful, the Heat could get right on their heels as well and make some noise. So, I've been saying the Magic are going to go up, the Pacers too. And then, the Knicks look great. And everybody above that looks really good right now too, other than the Celtics are a bunch of frauds that lost to the Lakers. And anyway, I don't want to talk about that game. So we will move on, man.